Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about, this squeaky chair I sat in. We're going to talk about taking apart one of these beautifully bound planners. I know somebody out there might be cringing. I'm not going to lie, I cringed a little about it, but I just had to suck it up and do it because I will link the video where I do a walkthrough of these planners. I did get them on sale, and then we didn't use as many as I thought we were. I thought my husband might want one. I thought I would give a try to the pink one, and then the spiral one. We also had one of those. My son is actually using that one. So I had these really great planners, but they were just sitting on our bookshelf. So I have it here. I will show you this mess. I am thinking about, like so many of you probably, or you guys are ahead of the game here and already know what you're using for next year. I'm thinking about what planner I'm going to use for next year. And so I was kind of playing around with some things. This is like a homeschool planner thing I was playing around with. I was in my A5. I had some little notes here of things that I wanted to have in my planner. This planner originally was part of my prayer planner journal type thing, but I have since combined it into one, so I wasn't using this as a prayer binder anymore. It still has some stuff in there, but it had, I had some of that stuff in there. So what I was doing was taking a look at what I wanted to use for next year, and I'm not fully committed. I still don't know, but I'm playing around with stuff, and that's what brought me to the Christian planner. I was wondering if this would fit in here, and so what I did was I did go ahead and I had some pages in this pink one here. You can see that it got a little dinged up. That's totally our fault. That's not how the planner came at all, but it did get a little dinged up. So I just tore out the 2 pages that I had decorated. You can see it's really sloppy. I just ripped it out of the planner to see the size comparison of what it would look like in here. So when I put it in here and I punch the holes, it is bigger than an A5. It's bigger than a half page. This is a half size sheet here. And it is bigger than that, but you know what? I kind of like it. I'm going to try it out. So I was like, how do I get these planner pages out of my planner? And so I will insert a clip here showing you the process of this. So what I did originally was I watched some videos on how to unbound a book, and the ones that I was able to find, they were like paperback books, and so they were saying to heat up the binding of your book and then the glue will come apart and you can take your pages out. But you'll see as I go through, I found that was not the case with this planner. When I opened up the binder or the planner, I found that it was sewn in the pages. So every 10 pages or something like that, they were little booklets that were sewn in. This planner is very well made because it was a little difficult to take apart. So the ribbon, the string that was sewn in is very tightly sewn. It is a great, if you like book bound planners, I would definitely encourage you to take a look at this one because it is extremely well made. So I'm just kind of going through and cutting the strings and then trying to pull out the little booklets at a time. And then you'll see here in a moment, when I get to the front pages, I started in the middle, but then I realized I'm going to be using this for the beginning of the year just to see if it works out. So when I got to the front of it here, there are a couple of pages that are glued in. And so that's why I took out the blow dryer and added a little heat to it to kind of make it a little bit easier to pull out. Here's what ended up coming, or I pulled out of the planner. You can see I started in the middle, but then I went ahead. So that's what this is. This is September and August, the ones in the middle there. There's still a little glue on this cover sheet. And I still have plenty in here. I stopped doing it because I'm not sure that I'm going to use this all the way through. So I didn't want to pull it all out and have all these loose papers somewhere, you know, just floating around or whatever. So I just did the first quarter. So I'm going to go through and see which ones I think I am wanting to put into my planner. Probably not this title page. The 2021 overview, no. I do like this though, the seasons and the spiritual challenge. I like this about their planner that they have that in there. So they have the season of Advent and then the readiness. The emphasis is the readiness for the coming of Christ at the end of history and at Bethlehem, the 4 Sundays before Christmas Day. And then your spiritual challenge is to repent and be ready for the second coming of Christ. Allow an eager longing for the coming of the Messiah to be birthed in your heart. And then they have Christmas, Epiphany, after Epiphany, Lent, the Great Triduum, or the three, I probably said that wrong, the 3 great days. And then Easter, the Christian Passover, and then after Pentecost. So they have some really great pages in here, but I like those pages. I'm going to put it in my vision board, bucket list. Now these are, because it is a 2021 planner, I'm going to have to redate it. But like I said, I'm just trying it out. I just want to see if it will work for next year for me. And it's something I want to do. If I want to redate it, I can. It's an inexpensive way. I've been on this little bit of a journey to just use up what I have and not try to purchase too many new things. I would love to not have to purchase anything at all, but I mean, I like new things. But also, there is some stuff that I probably will have to purchase or end up purchasing on impulse. Anyways, so I'm just trying this out for the first month or quarter. That's the plan, but who knows? It could change up, right? But I'm going to keep this one, my healthy habit goals. This one says 2021 goals, but I could easily put some sticker or something over that, so we'll keep that. And then it rolls into January, so for sure we want to keep that and redate it. Here's a monthly finance tracker. On the back of that, we will keep that January. And then I have to make sure, here's where it's going to get tricky, having to redate. This would be the second. The other thing too with their planners is this is a Sunday start, so that is going to take a little bit of time for me to get used to. But if I'm redating it, I could just go ahead and redate the whole thing. I could just, use the papers basically and redate and do a Monday through Sunday. So we'll see when I go to redate how that looks. But there is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then I think it should be February. It is, and then it's February. So I think it'll work. Let's do all of January. So where does February start? February starts here. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is cut this page. Cut that page so that I can have all of January to one side. And then also, because of the way it came out, clearly I'm going to have to trim off some of these rough edges here. This part is where having one of those like guillotine paper trimmers would come in handy, because I could just do it all at once and it would be even. If you've seen, I think it's in like my TN setup, I'm not patient and I'm the worst at making printables, and I still want to buy, printables, or I want to redo things, even though I'm not the most patient person. So this part is going to get interesting, where I try to be patient with myself and trim it all more or less the same size. And yes, it's going to be more or less. I could also just take it to Home Depot or something like that. Home Depot. I could take it to Office Depot or Staples or something like that, and they could probably trim it for me. But like I said, I'm impatient. I don't want to pack up the kids. I don't want to go all the way into the city and do that. And I don't, I'm just impatient. I just want to do it now. So let's see what we come up with. Trying to figure out how much space I need to have the paper for the hole punch. So at first I said 3/4, but because this is all jagged, I only think maybe you need like 1/2 inch space. Let me see. Let me try on one of these pages. Okay, so I found this old Filofax divider, and I'm just kind of lining it up here to see where it's going to cut. And just looking at it, I can already see, you probably can't, it's not picking it up on my camera, but I'll draw some circles in here so you can see how much of my week is going to get hole punched through. So you can see my week here, you can see my Tuesday is getting pretty chopped off. Now the other thing that I could do is for these is I could trim it here and then possibly not have to trim so much there, but that just seems like so much more to do. I probably don't even need to trim this much off the pages because these pages came out so much cleaner. Okay, so I was playing around a little bit with the hole puncher that I have here. This hole puncher is from We Are Memory Keepers, and it's pretty cool. I got this a few years back, but it's a planner punch board kit, and it comes with the base and then some of these punches. I think I had to purchase this punch separately, or it might have actually come in here. It says 14 adjustable punches and instructions. And basically what you can do is punch for all different kinds of planners. So you can punch. You can punch for like the Heidi Swap planners because those are different sizes. They're rings. You can do personal size or A5. And then these are like the archetype disc. I think this is why I originally got it. I got it to go back and forth between rings and an arch planner, but then it also has for spiral. So you can do, it says standard hole, disc, and spiral, and it has all these different little punches in here. I'll show you some. So you can see these are for like the archetype. They are not the exact same size as the Happy Planner disc, but it worked well enough before I had a Happy Planner disc punch. And then this one is for the spiral punch. You can see I've never used these ones, but it has for the spiral punch in here. And then down on the bottom underneath, let's see if there's another one in here. Here's the instructions. And they all kind of connect after you take them out of the box here. They connect to one another like this for storage. So you can... So that's pretty cool. I'm sure you can hear my kiddos in the background. I'm a mom. It just comes with it. So underneath here there's also all the stuff. My practice punches are coming out, but there is a chart for you to figure out which sizes. So it has 2-ring album 1-3, Filofax pocket, Filofax desk fax, Webster's personal, Carpe Diem A5, Recollections A5, 7-ring, 4-ring Euro, Heidi Swap, Franklin Covey, and it gives you their paper size that they use, and then it also gives you the numbers. Now these numbers here, and then here's the Happy Planner ones, and then circa. These numbers here coordinate here. So there's little numbers here, and that is where there's a little arrow down here, and you line it up with the numbers. So what I was doing right now was trying to figure out how to punch it because this is a different size. So this is measuring about 9 inches this way, and then before I cut it, because I had to cut it and try it again, it is almost 7 inches in length. Or would this be the width? It's almost 7 inches this way. So now I have an even bigger mess on my desk here. Let me move some stuff aside. What I did was take this page that I knew I wasn't going to use, and I folded it in half to find the center. Once I found the center, I lined it up. I lined it up here. I put where I wanted to have the holes, and then I figured out where the holes needed to align with it. So you put your page here, and you punch this side, then you turn it over and you punch this side. So you don't punch from the center. And then that's what these numbers are here. 17, 26, and 36 is what the numbers ended up needing to be here. So let me show you with this page. And then it goes in there. And I know it's probably distracting having all this other stuff because I've not cleaned the planner out. I just kind of was playing with it one day. Me and my husband were watching TV together on the couch, and I was playing with my planners and he was watching TV. So let me take some of these things out so you can have a better view of it. Oh, look, I never took the little protector. All right, so it just goes in, and then that's where it'll lay. So like I said, it is considerably larger, but I'm coming from a classic size Happy Planner, and that's why I went to an A5 first to see if maybe this would work for me, because I do need a little bit more space. So I'm going to continue punching and then put it in here and see if I can maybe set up, get the first quarter in. So here on the budget, on the finance sheet, if you are wanting to know how far into it cuts, this is, it does cut into a tiny bit into your final balance, and then the first and the third line here of your monthly bills final balance. But I plan to just snip the edges here anyway, so I can take the pages in and out. And I'm not even quite sure that I'm going to use this page yet, so that actually it doesn't, and then of course down here too in the balance, it snips into that as well. But because I'm not going to be writing on these pages while they're in my planner for the most part, I'll probably, like I said, snip the edges and then pull them out. I'll have it on a flat sheet, so I'll be able to write in the smaller space. I went ahead and just did January, and then when it lines up, you can see there is a difference here. But what it's turning out to be, that difference, is just those beginning pages with the vision board and the healthy habit goals, and then the spiritual challenge and emphasis. And then this page does have more than one. I could have washi taped it and then hole punched it again, but I'm just going to leave it. I don't even know, honestly, if I'm going to do a full-on vision board for this upcoming year. This is just a trial to see, just to take me into the new year, because I'm so indecisive at this time. I don't know what I want to use for next year. So this is just, we're just trying it out. But so the shorter pages are turning out to be those beginning pages, and then I think like the first week of January, December. So I don't even really mind that, because this is December, January, and this is only, it's only going to have, you know, the one day for January. And then when 2022 fully starts, that's when it's back to the full size pages, the wider pages, and it goes in. So I'm going to put these in. Actually, I'm going to find my scissors and see what they look like. I am going to put other things in the planner here. But I haven't, like I said, I haven't figured out all the things that I want to use. I'm still playing around with a homeschool section and then the YouTube section and things like that. But oh, they turn easily, so that's cool. And then, like I said, I'm not too worried about these close lines here with the Tuesday, and it doesn't really affect Wednesday too much. Here it didn't, you can't even really see it on the Tuesday at all. But I am gonna, I like to have my pages just snipped here. My daughter is left-handed, and she has a small, like, personal ring, an old ring binder that I had, and I give it to her, and we have mommy and daughter planning dates, and I showed her this little trick to snip the edges, but not cut all the way through, because she's left-handed and the rings get in her way. And that way, I was like, you can snip it, and then when you want to decorate, you just take the pages out that you're going to decorate, and you can snap them back in. And she just thought that was the coolest thing. And it's just so fun having a little one to plan with and do all this fun stuff with. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do that to the rest of the pages too, because more than likely that's what I'm going to be doing when I go to plan. Or if I decorate these pages, I don't know if I'm going to use these for like catch-all, or if, one, I don't know if I'm going to use them at all. Two, I don't know exactly what I would use it for. I just was playing around with the planner and thought that I could put these in just for the meanwhile until I figure out what I want to use. And I may end up loving it and taking apart the rest of the planner and using these pages for something. So I'll pull them out and then be able to decorate with them outside if I want to do that, and then just snap them back in. So like I said, I'm not concerned with the edges getting cut close. But I just wanted to share with you how I did it and the process, and that it would fit. This is a Simple Stories or Carpe Diem planner. You can see you can see it cuts it really close to the edge there. So if you did the entire planner, it probably would stick out a little bit from your pen loop here. If you didn't mind that, it probably wouldn't be that big a deal. But if you only did like a quarter at a time, 3 months, it may not stick out that month. That's 1 month right there, and I can't see a thing now. Granted, I have nothing else in the planner too. But I just thought I'd share. You could always trim it down to the edges if you wanted to. The pages that are sticking out are these longer ones that I didn't trim the inside, the interior with, but the ones that I did are there. So it's just kind of a lot of options with that. But there you go. I hope that that was helpful to you. If you have a planner that is in a book bind and then or book bound, and maybe you wanted to take out the pages, because I do really like this planner. I do really like this company, but I just couldn't get it to work for me because I couldn't add in and take out pages. Not the way that my brain works, and I needed different sections, and I couldn't do that with this. They do have a coil planner as well. That one would probably be 20 times easier to take apart, but like I said, my son really liked that one and he's actually using it. So I had these sitting on my bookshelf, and I wanted to do something with them. So I hope, again, like I said, that this was helpful to you. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you aren't already, maybe consider subscribing and joining our little YouTube family. Make sure you hit that bell notification, because for the countdown to Christmas, we are doing a Vlogmas-ish, and we have a new video up every day until Christmas Eve or through Christmas Eve. Thanks again for watching and spending your time with me. I really, really appreciate it.